So let's get your best bet here in week 7 to get things started.
I'm sticking in the MAC, my favorite conference. I'm taking Eastern Michigan -2.5 against Northern Illinois. Eastern Michigan's just a totally different team when Taylor Powell is healthy. They're 3-1 with him. He's averaging 295 yards per game, 7 touchdowns in his full games. And Tanner, I don't know how to say it. Tanner Knew, has been great, averaging over 15 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns. Samson Evans, he rushed for 105 yards per game as well. And this team ranks 20th in the country in success rate, including 7th in rushing. They rank 119th in success rate on defense. Or Northern Illinois is 119th in success rate on defense. They're 121st at defending explosiveness. They're one of the worst teams in the country at defending the pass. This Northern Illinois defense is just terrible. They've allowed 22 touchdown passes and at least 3 passing touchdowns in every game this year. They've played Eastern Illinois, Tulsa, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Ball State, and Toledo, and they've given up 22 touchdown passes to who's the best quarterback of that group? NFL draft experts would say Will Levis, but I don't know. He probably is the best of that group, but still. Eastern Michigan is 18th in the country in finishing drives. Northern Illinois is 129th at preventing finishing drives on defense. I think Eastern Michigan is going to throw the ball all over them, and every time they get into scoring territory, they're going to score. Northern Illinois, on the other hand, has lost 5 straight games, 3 of them without Rocky Lombardi, who still is questionable this week. I don't know that he'll be back. And we all know, I think Rocky Lombardi stinks. But even I'll admit he's better than Ethan Hampton, who is averaging just 6 yards per attempt, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. We talked about it all year. Northern Illinois won the MAC last year on just all luck. We said the regression monster was coming. It's here. They're just bad. And I'm going to lay it under field goal with Eastern Michigan.
I mean, your stat right off the top, the performance of Eastern Michigan against the spread with Taylor Powell as their QB1, that's the key number here. And a great reclamation project story, honestly. He had been all over the map playing for multiple schools. You want to see him finish his career strong. And it certainly seems like it's been a successful marriage thus far in the MAC for him. I'm going to go with a team that you're familiar with. We're going to queue up the Wolfpack. Going to take Old Dominion plus 13 against Coastal Carolina. And it has to be said at this point, because James Madison is undefeated in the Sun Belt and they're in the top 25. And Coastal Carolina is undefeated, but not of the same quality. Walker Basham is an Action Network colleague. He does a great job putting together these dynamic one-sheeters that update with the 5 factors, how teams perform, against explosive plays on offense, on defense. And looking at Coastal, it's very clear, thanks to the color coding, that they're just not the team that they appear to have been in the last 2 years. The TAN power rankings have them 73rd nationally. And the big thing is they give up big plays through the air, 98th overall in explosiveness allowed. And here comes the Monarchs. They're 18th in passing explosiveness, almost all thanks to Allie Jennings III, 21.5 yards per clip, which is number 1 among wide receivers in G5 land with 15 or more receptions this year. I'm not going to overthink this. I've watched more than my share of Coastal Carolina games this year. Outside of Grayson McCall and what they've done in the backfield, they're just not special this year. So I think they're coasting on a reputation that they've earned in the last few years, winning so many games. But 13 is a lot of points to an Old Dominion team that is feisty, that has some good wins already this season. I'm going to go with ODU.